Tonight on Gig News Weekly, Instacart building fulfillment centers near supermarkets. What does that mean for Dashers and gig workers alike? Also, Dominoes giving away free money to compete with Doordash and other food service delivery companies. In another article, Doordash driver tries to actually deliver to an address that a customer claimed that she never got. Also, Grubhub and robots. Is this the future and the end of drivers as we know it? Uber Eats and Cockroaches. And also a final article and video by Pedro Doordash Santiago. All here on the Gig News Weekly Report. Coming now. Hi everybody, this is Brian Budd here with the Gig Cleveland channel, and this is Gig News Weekly. Of course, a weekly news podcast slash vlog, whatever you want to call it, that I'm going to be trying to do every Wednesday evening here on YouTube. And just some great stories today that we're going to go over. At first, I'd like to go ahead and click subscribe, go ahead and uplink that channel, go ahead and share it to people. Would really greatly appreciate that. Got some stories today we're going to be going over, and of course, a video clip about something that's been going on in the Doordash app by a Dasher that he's going to be talking about very shortly. But first, let's go into today's stories. First one we're going to go over that's going to be a little bit interesting is the Instacart story, basically where they're going to be building fulfillment centers near grocery stores, which is very smart and from a business perspective because Instacart is looking to go public. I don't agree that it's going to take over and basically get rid of workers, at least not 1099 workers, at least just not yet. But it could happen in the future. I think these are more towards larger markets. I don't think this is going to be somewhere like around, flyover country. So, very interesting article. It will affect us, people that do this platform, especially if Instacart is thinking about going public like they're saying they are. They're spending millions of dollars on this project, as you can see from the article here. Like I said, it just very, very strange, because I know that a lot of people are saying, well, what's the future trends? And I said the future trends is going to be robotics. It's not going to be people, because the future does not need us. If you think about it, I mean, that's what this article shows, is that the future doesn't need us. I mean, you see right there, basically a fulfillment center. Yeah, they're going to be doing it. All right, so we're going to go to our next story here. Dominoes, let's pull this one up. Basically going to be spending $50 million for a chance to win free food. Now, this is actually a really good thing that Dominoes is actually doing. I really agree with this. I think it's good because they're actually giving people a chance to win for a flat delivery fee. They're up front. And as I go through this article, and let me see, scroll through here. Okay. Basically, they go blah, 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 you get a chance free, one out of, I think like 7% chance of winning something. But what the CEO, what he said really got to me is when he actually said that tips should be, or upfront delivery fees should be transparent for all. DoorDash and other companies are charging more money, obviously, and they're hiding tips, service fees, extra city charges, things like that. And for me, that seems like he's right. And the thing is DoorDash, where are you at on this one? Why aren't you saying anything about this? Why don't you have some kind of giveaway? DoorDash is just like, no, we're going to give everybody $2.25 until people have like a 1% acceptance rate. I mean, there's some people out there with an IQ of like 85 that'll accept the $3 ones. But somebody who has an IQ average like me, about 115, 120, is not going to accept that. And going on into the article, basically stating that it's going through fall, it's $50 million of free food. So kudos to Dominoes. I mean, they are really doing a heck of a job with this. I give them a lot of credit because that's a really good idea for competition. I'll tell you, these that's one thing, guys, in this gig economy, we got our work cut out for us, because during the pandemic, a lot of these companies like DoorDash, Grubhub, and all these people right here were overcharging, and they got away with it because it was a pandemic. Now that the pandemic's over with, they're still charging it, but not paying the drivers what they deserve for each order of minimum base pay. Now, you know my thoughts on that, on this article. I say the market dictates the base pay, but I agree right here 100% on this article. 100% transparency across the board. That's what I would say. I think that's the best way to go. Hey guys, in the comments, go ahead and tell me what you think. Personally, that's what I think. I think transparency is the best way to go. The base pay is going to be the base pay. All right, so let's go next here. This one is a very scary one where it says the Doordash driver tried to get address when she didn't even place the order. Looks like a stalker one here from Doordash. Basically, it was a TikToker who didn't order food, but she did order from the driver in the past. Now, I saw Bentley Coop's DoorDash Diaries video earlier today about that. And I would say that, yeah, I think that, a lot of people are trying to get this attention on social media. And I've always said this, social media is one of the banes of existence. It should never have been invented, to be honest with you. I think the world would be a lot better off, especially women. But that's another story for another time. I know I'm going to piss off a lot of people saying that. But that's the truth. This stuff here, yeah, there's fraud. Believe me, I know that. If she was in danger, yes, that's great. Be safe. That's the most important thing. But she seems kind of nonchalant about it. It's kind of like, I never ordered food from him. But did she? Or did she just do it to put it on TikTok? I really don't know. Yeah, it goes through the article here. It just seems like she wanted the attention. And see, the thing is, too, is you don't know. Some people you're messing with, their livelihood. That's not a good thing, man. That's just not. People get deactivated for stuff, especially false accusations, things like that. It's just wrong. And it's wrong on the other end, too. If he's doing what he's doing and he's being malicious with intent, I mean, that's not good either. Good gravy. What are we going to do? All right, our next story here is Grubhub to have driverless bots deliveries to U.S. college campuses this fall. So in this article, this basically goes through that Chicago-based company, which is Grubhub, through the Russian company, tech company with the bots or whatever. They're going to be going through college campuses. Now, some people told me, oh, you guys are being replaced. Driverless cars is going to be a long way away. I don't think this is something that's going to be in, yes, for the college campuses, New York City, where you basically have to have a vaccine to even go into a gym or a restaurant or whatever. Yeah, these things will be there for that. But I don't think like in the middle markets, like in Texas, especially some more of the traditionally conservative states like Florida, Texas, Ohio, where I live, they're not going to have it. And I don't think you're going to have driverless bots driving around food. Probably, it's not accurate. They say, we can have it by 2025, but some scientists and engineers say that you would have to have 7 to 8G wireless technology. Right now we're at 5G. They have 6G in Japan and China, but you'd have to have 8 to 9G to even get that technology to the point. We're pretty much, to be rolled out to the general public, we're pretty much 30 years away from that, so not anytime soon. So I think Grubhub and a lot of these companies, they're looking ways to cut costs because they're just losing money hand over fist. I mean, the thing is that I understand that the people that are 1099s and they're pissed because they don't get enough base pay, but also too, our service is to deliver the food, and these are for restaurants that don't have it. Now a lot of places have restaurants that are now going to their own services. Outback Steakhouse, they hired their own drivers in the one community I work in. They don't do through DoorDash anymore because DoorDash charges too much. So that's something to come, folks. This isn't going to be something that's, these apps have their benefits, but they're also taking advantage of it. The pandemic's over with now, so things are going to kind of level out. I'm not saying that the fall is going to be slow, but it's not going to be as busy as it was last fall because you have more people out of work that went full-time instead of being W-2 because they can't get their job back because of the pandemic and because enhanced unemployment ends next month. So this is a really good article, and this one is, from Chicago. I think that, driverless cars are a long way away, especially robots. Major cities probably as a test run. They're doing it in Japan and Tokyo. I think it's a good idea. You want to test it out before you roll it on out. You don't want to do a large scale. That's another thing. I don't know why they want to do electric cars. It's stupid because We don't even have the infrastructure to do gasoline or electric as it is. All right, so final article that we're going over here tonight is going to be delivery driver for Uber Eats has cockroaches in their car. Now, folks, when I saw this article, let me just say that this is just ridiculous. I cannot believe that somebody would have cockroach. Number one, I eat fruit. You know, I eat food in my car, yes. But I vacuum my car out once a week. But not only that, I throw it away outside the car after every shift. Now, sometimes I'll have a banana or a piece of apple in there. I always throw it out the next day because fruit flies can get in there, shit can get in there, and I also spray Lysol. I clean, you know, I sanitize. I don't spray a lot of Lysol because that stuff's really bad for your lungs. But this stuff is crazy. Like, why would somebody let their car go? And granted, my car is a mess. I have a cargo van. I have insulation, like polyiso in the back. I have hot cab bags, cold bags. I have a spare tire in the back because I don't have a spare tire holder. But it doesn't have cockroaches. This is crazy. I mean, she had food stacked upon stacked food. Like, ugh. Like, why would you do that? Like, that's just gross. And you're driving for Uber Eats. Yeah, you gotta have an image of cleanliness. I mean, that's why I say it's like a lot of these people don't realize just being clean and smelling good. I got a tip the other day for $10 in cash because the one guy that came last time, the guy basically said he was, you know, it'll smell like he didn't shower in 10 days.
What up, guys? Doordash paused me 4 times today already because I wasn't taking these $2 and $3 orders. They paused an independent contractor. What do you think about it? Got a video coming out to 9 and 10 o'clock with my thoughts.
Thank you, Pedro. I appreciate that. Make sure you go to see Pedro at Doordash Santiago's channel and subscribe there. I do appreciate the information on that short. Yeah, I have noticed that with Doordash when they're talking about they put you in timeout for not accepting orders, which I think is ludicrous. You're a business owner, you're not an employee. But a lot of these platforms seem to be thinking that they're employees now, treating people like employees, and I don't agree with it. But anyways, that has been Gig News Weekly. I am Brian Budd, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and share that, thumbs up. I do appreciate your time, and stay tuned until next week, God willing.